Hi everyone, it's Kel. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to answer a question from a subscriber, a really good question. They're all really good. And the question was, Kelly, you say that you talk like you're the one that's choosing to do the Kundalini, but really isn't she the one that picks you and then you do the Kundalini? And yes, that's true, but they're both true. And the reason is because you don't get chosen until your mind body reaches a certain peak of vibratory frequency. So you have to have the energy in your body moving really well. That's why health is so important. And you have to have your focus really, really honed so that you've got the mind component and the body component, and the energy can flow. It can root. You have to have the energy flow going strong enough so that you can root. And once your energy flow is going strong enough and her cube appears about 6 inches below your groin, dark red blood cube, and then the process begins. But you have to prove that your energy flow, your force is strong enough first. And this is the whole reason why the third eye is kind of perforated, but it's considered not used until it opens, and it opens by the energy flowing inwards at such a velocity that you eventually, the eye opens, or like me, you break the barricade open. Now, I just want to say, take what I say with a bit of a grain of salt, because I'm telling you about my experience. And though many of them are what I believe that the Kundalini only works in one way. And that's because I have done so much research, 12 years of research, and read certain texts that have somewhat anchored that in me. So I realize I don't know everything. There is no doubt about it. And I'm really only sharing with you my opinions and my experience with the Kundalini. Another thing I want to talk about is the hissing. So the hissing that comes is not a small hissing. And you can go on YouTube and you can find a video of a rattler, or even an audio clip. Actually, it was, I think, about 6 years ago or more, that when audio clips started coming onto the internet, that I wanted to be, because I'm so detailed, I wanted to be absolutely accurate, that I wouldn't watch a video. I wanted to hear this, because I have a very good memory. I wanted to hear the exact same sound that happened during the Kundalini, and it is exactly like a rattler. So I listened to different types of rattles from snakes, and it's just like a rattlesnake, but it is, or it was for me, times a million. The whole room was, it wasn't echoing in the room, but it was loud. It was super loud. Super loud, or it felt like it was in the room, but I'm sure all of this was going on inside of me. So that's the hissing, and the hissing will just die out. And the same with the fire. If you've experienced the burning of the body, that just quietly dies out too. But really, you are in you are in flames, but they're cool flames that lick your body, and but they're huge, and it's quite tremendous and quite dramatic. And if you were like me and you don't have a clue what's going on, it can be really be dramatic. But this is why I started this channel, to share some of this. However, I will be changing the channel back to be more of a healing channel, because I had a bit of an awakening to some degree this morning about what I'm doing on this channel. And although the Kundalini is fantastic and all these amazing things, I really feel that healing with mind through words, deeds, and actions is kind of where my place is at. But we can still post about these things. But I just wanted to say that I am going to be shifting the main focus back to healing and being balanced. Now, about being balanced, I wanted to talk a little bit more about that, because I have a friend who is who's an engineer. He's very compartmentalized with everything he's doing, and he's very habit oriented every day. And his habits are really rooted in health. And I have noticed, because I notice everything, that this fellow, doesn't matter what he's involved in, the benefit always turns towards him. And to him, it's no big deal. He's okay either way. But the benefit always turns towards him. And that's because of his vibration. He is so balanced. This guy is so balanced. I mean, you know, he's kind of a little bit boring too, so he might put you to sleep. But this is sometimes the product of being balanced, because most of us, I'm an artist, so I'm a little bit erratic. So most of us are a bit more animated. He's not animated at all. He's super balanced, super quiet, super focused, super habit oriented. And he has been that way his whole life, and he has very good health habits. He is extremely rare. I think I've only seen him in 25 years drink a glass of wine once, and it was only to get rid of it. And his health habits, he's vegan now. When I met him, he wasn't, but he's been vegan for, I think, about 6 years now, maybe more. And the health habits that he has are he's so hinged to his health habits, and he has fitness and everything, very regimented. I mean, it's pretty impressive to see this. I mean, there's nothing else outside of his life, but really this kind of is the work. So kudos to him to being so habit oriented. And as for me, when I did the Kundalini, I was the same. I was super rigid, super sleep, food, exercise, repeat. And now trying to get back onto that tricycle is really hard, but I'm working at it. Of course, the mind takes over sometimes, and I think the mind took over with me, and that's what caused my breakdown. And that, because this happened 14 years ago. So, yeah. So having said all of this, hey, little guy. Having said all of this, I want to just get back to the original question, which was, does the mother choose you, or do you choose to do the Kundalini? You're right. It is the mother that chooses, but you are responsible for getting your body in tip-top shape and working on your focus. Okay, and that's critical that we all do that. I mean, it's so hard to work on focus nowadays. It seems focus is becoming more shredded and more fragmented with more and more media. You know, our addiction to media is, I don't know which is actually worse. I was thinking about it the other day, which is media addiction, alcohol addiction, like show me an addiction. Media addiction seems to be becoming the worst. And it really, like all addictions, it really fragments the mind. So trying to become balanced is eradicating all these addictions. And it's hard to do, but it's absolutely necessary for your well-being, for your stability, for stability in general, to be able to grow and to be able to have a healthy life. Media is taking over our minds, and we really have to consciously fight to own our own mind. And this is going to be the great fight in the coming times, for sure. Okay, so I hope you got something from this video. One last thing I want to say is protecting your mind is going to be critical. So we need to, and I like to think in terms of kind of the Ayurvedic way, which is yin and yang. Keeping the balance is what we are going to need to be doing going forward. I did the Kundalini at a time where the internet was just starting. I mean, oh my gosh, could I do it now? I am really having trouble separating myself from media, but it is the necessary thing to do. I'm gonna stop now. I'm not gonna go on about it, but I do just want to throw that out there to you, because protecting your mind is not just critical now, but it's going to be really critical going forward. And we all want to own our own mind. Okay, so I hope you got something out of this video. I hope that this video is going to benefit you in some way. And I hope to see you in the future. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. That way I can give you hopefully some health tips that can help you along your journey, whether it's doing the Kundalini or whether it's healing your body. And other than that, that's really it for now. I want you guys to all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.